"If you can play Bruch, the hall is yours," smirked the CEO. What the janitor did left her in tears. The grand concert hall echoed with emptiness as Marcus wheeled his mop bucket across the polished marble floor. To most, he was invisible, a quiet janitor in his 60s with a gentle demeanor, graying hair, and eyes that held stories no one bothered to ask about. But to Marcus, this hall wasn't just a job, it was a dream deferred, a sanctuary of sound that reminded him of everything he once loved. Decades ago, he had studied music, dreaming of playing on stages like this one. But life had other plans. His father's sudden death, the burden of supporting his younger siblings, and a string of jobs that paid bills but drained his spirit pushed music into a dusty corner of his past. Today, the famed hall was buzzing with tension. Cassandra Blake, a powerful CEO and recent benefactor, had come to finalize the donation that would rescue the concert hall from closing. But there was a catch. Always one to make a show, Cassandra announced her condition with a smirk that dripped with challenge. "I'll donate the full amount," she said, standing under the massive chandelier, "but only if someone in this building can play Bruch's Violin Concerto No. 1, and not just play it, but move me." The staff shifted uncomfortably. A few musicians were present but no soloists. The piece was notoriously difficult. One of the assistants joked nervously, "Maybe the janitor will step up." Cassandra chuckled. "If you can play Bruch," she said, her voice echoing, "the hall is yours." Marcus paused his mopping, eyes frozen on the floor. Something inside him stirred. His fingers tingled with memory. He turned slowly toward the stage. A few laughed. One of the managers whispered, "Marcus, it's not the time for jokes." But Marcus didn't flinch. Quietly, he walked backstage. The hall's old violin, used for demonstrations, rested in a glass display. With permission and a shaky hand, he lifted it from its stand. The wood felt familiar, warm, alive. Word spread quickly. Within minutes, staff, musicians, and even Cassandra herself sat in the front rows, some amused, others curious. Cassandra crossed her legs, arms folded. Marcus stepped onto the stage, his worn work shoes tapping against the floor. He didn't speak. He simply closed his eyes, lifted the bow, and began to play. The first note rang out like a whisper from the past, fragile, trembling, then bold. Time seemed to freeze. His fingers, though stiff from years of labor, danced with surprising grace. Each note carried emotion, each phrase told a story of lost dreams, of resilience, of a man who never let go completely. Tears welled in the eyes of those watching. Even Cassandra, hardened by boardrooms and bottom lines, sat motionless, her smirk replaced by something softer, something raw. Midway through, the lights dimmed unintentionally due to a faulty switch. Yet it added to the intimacy of the moment. The glow of the chandeliers bathed Marcus in golden light as he poured his soul into the final movement. When the last note faded, silence followed. Then, a single clap. Then another. And then, thunderous applause. Cassandra stood slowly, her eyes misted. She walked to the stage, heels echoing on the hardwood. "What was that?" she whispered. Marcus lowered the violin. "Just something I used to love," he replied, voice humble. She paused. "Why didn't you ever pursue it?" He smiled gently. "Life had other priorities. But music, it never left me." She stood still for a moment, visibly moved. Then, with a soft voice uncharacteristic of her commanding nature, she said, "The hall is yours. And not just today." The following month, the hall launched a new community program, the Marcus Initiative, offering free music lessons to underprivileged youth, led by retired musicians and local volunteers. Marcus, now an honored figure, taught part-time, his hands still strong, his heart finally full. What Cassandra did next surprised even her closest advisors. She created an annual concert named Unsung Virtuosos, highlighting unknown talents from all walks of life. The first concert's headliner. Marcus. From janitor to center stage, not for fame, not for fortune, but for the reminder that talent, kindness, and perseverance can survive the harshest winters of life. And sometimes, the most broken paths lead to the most beautiful music. Because when someone believes in you, or when you dare to believe in yourself, miracles don't just happen. They play.